Hi everyone, my name is Randall Walker, and the video you're about to see is my informal interview that I conducted at iMart Molding with John Porter. The interview it was a challenge for me at first, but after I get started and as the interview progress, I start to feel myself becoming more and more comfortable. It was a very informative interview. I learned a lot about John Porter itself. I learned a lot about the company, and I would say, it was a very rewarding. I feel like I had accomplished something there. I feel like I had reached another milestone because previously I'm not a person who enjoys speaking to people outside of my friend if they're not my friends or someone who I'm known to. So I mean, conducting this interview, it was really a big challenge, but I mean, after my conducting the interview today, I mean, it had really changed me as an individual. It had really take me to another level. Now I know in the future, if I should interview someone or being interviewed by someone, I mean, this experience will definitely teaches me a lot. And this class I'm taking online is such a wonderful class. It's continued to push my boundaries. It continued to really get me out of my comfort zone. Some of these, some of these assignments that I had to do with this class, I mean, they were really not things that I was comfortable of doing. They're not things I really see myself would be doing. But this class had really taught me a lot, and it really pushes me, and I'm definitely enjoying it. And as I come to the ending of my course, I can say that this class was definitely a wonderful experience. I've learned a lot and I've gained a lot, and I didn't see myself really learning all these things in this class. I didn't know that I would have accomplished this much, but I did. And today was a prime example with this interview. The interview, it was with iMart Molding, as I had mentioned. They are located in Woodville, Wisconsin, and it was with John Porter, who was a managing director, and he's a pretty awesome guy. Getting to know him, he seems really a wonderful person. When I called and asked him for the interview, he was pretty open right away, and even though he didn't know me or anything like that, he didn't seems to have any problem. He was pretty open from the go, and that was one of my reasons also why this interview went so smooth, because the way he let me feel as an individual, I felt very welcome. I felt very comfortable, and I was able to execute the interview within my own limits and boundaries without have to feel any uncomfortableness or anything like that. He was pretty informative. He was pretty knowledgeable, and he was pretty fluent in the interview. And I hope someday when I'm being interviewed by someone, I can be that fluent. Even though the questions, they were all different areas. Whenever I do ask him a question, he was able to just reply, and his answers were pretty fluent. And I was really impressed with him and the way he conducted the interview, the way he gave his answers. And after the interview conducted, he took the time out to really show me around the company, take me on their production floor, show me some of the things that they do on the machines that they have, and he told me about the future plans, and how the company has also grown. And he was really a nice gentleman, and I did enjoy the interview. As I said, it was really a milestone for me, and I hope that you guys who is going to see this interview, you guys will see, I put a lot of hard work and time in it, in my questions and stuff like that, and I hope that it will show and it will come across, and you guys also, even though you guys are watching it, you guys can learn something about the company and also something about John Porter. And I'm looking forward to a positive response. And I want to say thank you again. And it was nice being a part of this class. And I did enjoy myself going through this class. And I'm really looking forward to take some of these things that I have learned in this class into the future. And I hope that these will help me as I approach my career field to be a person that who are able to communicate and use these information and these knowledge that I gained throughout this course. And as I say, I just want to thank you, and I hope you will enjoy my video. Hi everyone, my name is Randall Walker, and today I'm at Highmark Molding conducting my informal interview with John Porter, who is a
Vice President of Operations.
Vice President of Operation. Okay, John, why not we get started by you telling me a little about yourself?
Okay, well, I am generally don't talk about myself much, but I grew up in the Midwest,
Okay,
in the state of Ohio.
Okay.
I've lived in Wisconsin now for 20 years.
okay,
I've been in injection molding plastics for my entire career, since about 1978. And it's brought me through several states. It's what brought me to Wisconsin,
okay.
and I enjoy living here.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. So, what college did you attend, and what was your major in college?
Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, and I started off as a engineering student, but I changed my major to public administration,
Okay,
so which is a cross of political science and business,
okay.
which is where my true interest took me.
Okay, well, that's nice. So, how did you get started with this company?
Well, about 25 years ago, I
Okay.
worked for another company, Phillips Plastics, in the area.
Okay,
And I met a gentleman by the name of Mark Sturdivant, who also worked at Phillips at the time.
okay,
Mark left Phillips in 1989 and started a company in Baldwin, Contour Plastics.
okay,
And then about 10 years later, he started iMark. And since he started iMark, he would contact me occasionally to come to work for him. And about 5 years ago, I did.
okay.
So it's through the owner of the company. And our mutual involvement in injection molding.
Okay. So, I mean, so how is your role with this company? What's your role is like in this company?
Well, as Vice President of Operations, I have the manufacturing organization reports up through me.
Okay,
I'm involved with sales. What my largest role is, however, is in assuring the day-to-day profitability of the company
okay,
and trying, of course, because it goes hand in hand with making a profit, improving the organization to be as efficient as possible and at the same time being able to satisfy our customers.
oh, so I see you play a really major part with this company.
Yes.
So, what would you say you like most about your job?
What I like most about my job is the positive interaction with people. To move the organization forward, it requires, I can't do it alone. I mean, I need everybody to pitch in. So my favorite part is the interactions that I have with people to kind of get to gain that consensus in the feedback that I get from them, and that turns into the positive returns.
Okay.
So I didn't state that well, but helping to make the organization better at organization, and it's my interactions with the people that I work with that perform and come through. That's very rewarding. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
very rewarding.
That's nice to see that you really enjoy. I mean, the social relationship that you really have with your workers.
Yes, I found that if you don't win their hearts and minds, you don't have their loyalty.
Yeah,
And if you don't have their loyalty,
well,
you have nothing
get
but
much
problems.
done, yeah,
Yes.
that's definitely true. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now with this company?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. I won't be moving on to the next level unless the owner of the company would retire.
Okay.
So I would probably remain in the current position, but I would be managing hopefully a larger organization as we are growing.
Okay.
So over the next 5 years, I think it'll just be, my main role will be to continue doing the things that we're doing as we grow larger and hire more people
Okay.
and bring in more customers. So it's just my challenge will be the same. It'll just be the scope of it will increase.
So you would say, President, you don't really have a goal plan for the next 5 years, but more than just to continue working and extending what you're doing at this point.
Yeah, I'm in a unique position. I mean, if because of my position in the company, so, I mean, I could go to a larger company, I suppose, but as far as what this company goes, it's really going to be just, if I understood the question, supporting continued profitable growth and the challenges that that brings with it.
So I'm saying, what made you choose this company? What did you hear about them, or what was the thing that drew you to them?
Well, knowing the owner of the company and having
Okay.
known him for many years, he had called me up, and at first he had contacted me about would I come to work and sell for his company, because I've also been in sales, not just operations. And I declined because I didn't want, I wasn't ready, I just didn't feel like changing companies to sell. Well, he called me again, asked me for dinner, and asked if I would be interested in learning how to manage his company.
Okay.
Because at the current time, there was really no, if something would have happened to him,
Okay.
the company would have fallen on, I think, very difficult times.
So
So it was that, you know, it was,
you were like the right person for that role at the time.
yeah, and I felt it was very honored to be trusted that way.
Okay.
So,
That's the-
and I knew that I would have his support as I learned some of the things that I needed to learn to do so. So,
So at the end of the day, it was pretty beneficial towards you, for you.
yes, I've learned a great deal in the last 5 years.
I'm saying, so I know you had job before this one, so how would you compare past job or previous job compared to this?
The big difference in this, I've worked in jobs, as I've mentioned, where I didn't have, you know, the major decision.
Okay.
I would oftentimes have to live with other people's decisions.
Okay.
Or when I was in sales, if the company made mistakes or let down customers,
Okay.
I would be there to point out that they did. Well, now I'm the person that would get pointed to
Okay.
if that happened. So it's being responsible for the operations. It's kind of like the buck stops here. I mean, ultimately it does with the owner, but I'm the guy that is making the decisions day in and day out that affect many of the things that we do. So it's unlike any other position that I've had, although I've been in management, operations, and sales before.
So you would say the role is a bit more relaxing since you are the go-to person. So, but how about the responsibility?
When things go well, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And if there's a problem,
Uh-huh.
it's more difficult.
Okay.
But all in all, it's the more impact you can have on your job environment.
Okay.
I think it's a rewarding thing, and compared to not having any input, not being able to make decisions, only being able to complain about people.
Yes.
So it's very. I just can't complain about other people now.
Well, that's good to see that you're enjoying your role.
Yes,
Something. So what let you choose this career path?
that was actually very much by accident. I'd just gotten out of school and I wanted to. My father was in manufacturing. He was actually in rubber. I'm in plastics. So, and I'd worked summer jobs in factories. So I just wanted to get a quick job right away so I could get some cash. And I got hired by a plastic injection molding company to be an estimator because I had a good math background. And I just walked into plastics just
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Not so much by intent, but it was manufacturing, and it was a job. And then I liked it. Things were beginning to change very quickly, and over the last 30 plus years, it's been quite a journey in how manufacturing and injection molding's changed.
So you would say you had exceed expectation for this being something that, it wasn't like a childhood dream, or it wasn't like you was influenced by your parents or anything, or you went through college for this, so you just happened, you would consider it as you exceed the expectations.
Exactly. Yeah, I figured I would go into politics. That's what I was going to do, and this was just a job to. But I found out I liked it. I liked the technology, and I do enjoy manufacturing, being a part of making things.
So sometimes I'll be able to sit back and consider like, wow, look where I'm at, and this was not something I planned, and it just happened, and look.
Yes, I do.
So would you recommend this job field to others? Would this be a field you would be use as recommendation?
Yes, for many people I would. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I may have not, just because it was so much manufacturing was going offshore.
Okay.
But what I see today with the changes in the world around us and the technology and the productivity here in America, that I think manufacturing is having a very strong rebirth, and I think that some of the most sophisticated, technically advanced manufacturing companies reside here in the U.S. And I think manufacturing is a great career, also in general, but also in plastics. It's very high tech, and the jobs are getting more and more technical. And there's a lot of different skills can be baked into the needs of this industry. So like for someone like me, who just graduated college and looking for a career, what advice could you give, like, in order to be as successful as someone like you? Well, thank you. The first, obviously, getting a job. Getting a job with a company that is, first of all, sometimes starting off, you can't always pick and choose the favorite company that you want to work to. So it's important to get a start and then apply yourself. Look at the company as that you're here to do everything that you can to make the company successful. Learn to work with people along those lines so that you can fully develop yourself. Learn everything that you can about your area first that you're doing in the job, and that just tends to. It's like you just start to create momentum, and that drives itself. But the big thing is to understand that businesses need to be successful, profitable, and their employees have so much to do with whether that's the case or not. So as you look after them, they'll tend to look after you, and if not, you find a better company. So what would you say, I know you are someone, as you say, you started out from the bottom, this was not a planned career part. So getting, and you say, for someone who graduated out of college, getting a job, you get a job. So what kind of personal qualities does someone need to grow? I think communication skills are very important, and that's both listening. If we can't listen to somebody and understand what they're trying to say or they are saying, we can't really help them. We can't take from them what we can offer. We need to learn to communicate effectively with people. So communication is very important, I think. I think that in person to person is also very good. I see a lot of younger people tending to want to just do email or the text thing. I think still communication in person, it's more personal, and at the end of the day, we're all very personal. The other thing is to I think it's very important to work well with people. Some people bring their. I'll back up a little bit. When you come to work, focus on work. So many people, whether they start out of high school or college, they come to work and they kind of bring some of their personal problems with them. And it's not. This isn't high school. That's right. It's never good.
You want to come to work with that frame of mind. Okay, I'm coming to work, and you lock everything out of your mind at that time except for work.
Right, as much as possible. People, what we look for, and then the other thing is to really strive to become better. A great football coach, Vince Lombardi, once said, "To be a Green Bay Packer, you have to be willing to strive for perfection."
As you mentioned his name, he used to be the person, whenever we are in class and they need a speech, that's who they will go to. The instructor. I think he's one of the most, fantastic motivational speaker out there.
Yeah, he was the most successful coach, but he expected people to put the team before them. And he expected people to strive for perfection, understanding they would never reach it, but in trying to do your best, you achieve more.
That's good. I'm gonna ask you, so if you could do this over again, is there anything you would change, or you would just keep it the same way regarding the career part that you choose?
The career part? It's a very good question. I would probably make some changes. Knowing what I know now, I would probably make some changes. At the same time, I'm happy. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, so I'm fortunate that way. But yes, I would certainly probably make some changes.
Okay. Yeah, let's get a little into about the company now. So, how have this company grown in the last 5 years?
The last we've grown substantially, really, the last year and a half. I would say we had a couple of flat years. We did not have adequate sales representation. However, we just came off of a record quarter that was preceded by a record quarter, I believe. So right now our company's doing very well.
So what would you say are some of the factors that really contribute to the growing success of this company in recent times?
Part of it is having a focus on sales, somebody who can pay attention full-time to our customers and prospects. That's very important. And then also we have improved our systems and processes so much. Even when we were slow, we took time and we invested in better ways of doing things. And as we've become more efficient, our reputation amongst existing customers and even new prospects, when we get them in the door, they come in here and they're so impressed. They're awarding us with business. So part of it's a focus on sales, but an equally large part is that we strive so hard to be the best at what we do. And when people come in here, they see it. So we're getting very good word of mouth.
Okay. So, you're looking for to the future now, maybe it's another 5 to 10 years. Is there any expectation that the company have said to see where they would want to see the company like within the next 5 to 10 years from now?
Yes. We don't put an exact number on it, but from a sales standpoint, from the size of our company, I think we would expect in maybe the next 5 years to, it's actually probably a fairly large number, but more than double our size in the next 5 years.
That's very interesting.
Yes. As a smaller company, that can be a little easier to achieve. If you're a $30 billion company, is not going to double their size. But we'll undoubtedly, we're going to probably double this year.
Oh, that's good. How is this company? How involved is it in the community?
It's fairly involved. We have a partnership with the Woodville science technology class, the 7th and 8th graders. I think we're shifting that into the high school now. But every year, every 8th grader at Baldwin Woodville School District comes and tours iMark Plastic. And we break them into groups and go through things. And we actually have a technology program where we've set the kids up in the technology class to go out and do, I guess you'd call it focus groups on what kind of a product the community would like to see them make that they could sell to raise money for their technology programs and buying extra equipment. And of course, we can't, one of them wanted to do iPad cases. Well, that's very expensive tooling. But we've done ice scrapers anyway, so the kids will go out and then talk to people, well, what would you like to see in an ice scraper? Kind of do a little bit of product planning, product development, and then we'll build a tool here that they'll be involved with, and then they can actually run it here, and then they have contests selling those parts, ice scrapers. I forget what the name of the other part is. We made some type of a pot scraper. And that helps fund their department. So we have a close relationship there. The company also gives out several engineering scholarships a year. And beyond that,
have you ever had any kids that are from high school who have been through the program who had actually went on to college and come back to work for IMAR?
Not yet, but we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that because besides being a great program for the kids, and they can act, we try to put it in terms that they can see what an engineer does, what a mold flow is, the different types of disciplines that we need to make this business run, everything from sales to marketing, so that they can maybe help connect the dots a little bit. But we also hope that maybe when someone are going to college and they want a part-time job or something like that, they'll come and apply here. But we do look forward. I mean, we're a better place to recruit than your home ground if you can.
So would you say, do you have any partnership like with the college for internship?
We have had partnerships through Stout, and also I think St. Ben's. But we don't. It's not. We've hired interns through there, and we've made inquiries, but we don't have a 100% established. Every year we're going to take 3 interns. It's we've not been able to kind of guarantee that yet, but it's something I think we'll be more involved with. Yes.
So in closing, is there anything else, that we haven't mentioned that you would like to tell us about this company?
Yeah, I think this company, in a lot of ways, in many ways, represents what more companies should do. If you notice the outside of the building, it's attractive. This is not.
I was very impressed when I I've been to a lot of plastic company molding, and when I arrived in here, I was like, wow, I was very impressed with the appearance.
This company invests in the latest equipment, the best technologies. We don't cut corners. And just like with the building, if you go out into our shop, you'll see the cleanest manufacturing. Our factory is cleaner than probably many people's homes. And we have very high expectations here. The entire plant is lined with an acoustic liner, so that it deafens the sound, so you don't get any of the industrial noise. And we have the beautiful windows. And if you go into the bathroom in the factory, you'll see the same nice tile that you see in the office. So the owner of the company has basically made a statement that everybody that works here is important and going to be treated the same, and it's not like us over them. And I think that's people respond positively to that.
I think everyone want to feel important and feel like you are in the same. There's not someone who's more important than you are.
Right.
You are less important than the next person. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very nice thing about this company, and then the fact that we have the tools and they invest in very good equipment and tools and training, so that we can win customers the way we do. Because at the end of the day, that's what job security really comes down to. If you work for a company that's not investing in its people or its technology, that company's not going to probably be around too much longer, and those people are going to be out looking for a job. So.
Yeah, but it's good to feel welcome. Well, Jen, this is where we're going to conclude this interview, and I really thank you for taking the time out. I really enjoyed this interview, and it was pretty informative, and I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming in, and nice to see you again.
And thank you.
Yeah.